Hello, everyone, and welcome to Harv's World for the next episode of Off the Grid. Oh, it's going to be a busy day today. I always say that, don't I? It's always a busy day on the homestead. Always busy. I had to stop down and talk to Hugo for a minute. Just ask him a sheep question. Sheep are new, you know. Well, I've done a little bit. Chellington and all that. Right now, I am meeting Lisa Helen down here at Harveston because she wants to pick out a place. And look at this. It looks like our post office is complete. Outstanding. Well, they didn't waste any time. That's good. But yeah, they did a pretty decent job here. That's not bad. So our little town gets its first official building. And yeah, Lisa, I don't have all day to sit down here and wait on you, so let's go. Get with the program. Come on. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. So, we've got this wide open section right here. That's kind of important. This, I suppose, is where we're going to put our town. Oh, okay, well, you just park in the grass. And I don't know. I don't know where we're going to put her. I kind of like the spot here. We'll see what she has to say. Let's go check in with her. Good morning, Lisa Helen. How are you today? Glad to hear it. So, what were you thinking about down here? Okay, well, have you been down here to look at anything? Okay, well, let's take a look around. And you know, we've got the new post office. That's pretty bloody convenient, I have to say. Nice of them to come in and build that for us. What we've got, you know, this whole section up in here. I mean, we could put you right next to the post office. Okay, well, let's look around. We've got all kinds of stuff back here. You know, I mean, it's pretty wide open. You can kind of choose your poison. I was looking at the spot back here because it kind of tucks back into the trees a little bit. It would give you some shade for your house. It's kind of tucked back into the trees a little bit. You know, give you some shade for your house and still give you room maybe to set up a little shop if you want to. What do you think? Okay, well, that sounds like a plan, Lisa. Let me just stake this out for you. Okay, so we're going to start about here. And then we'll come back here about like so, and across the back of the property line over here, and then out here. And you know, we're not going to be too particular on the job site itself, but that look good? Excellent. Good. I've got work to do, so I need to get back up to the homestead. Well, let me say this. I was thinking, you know, this piece of land right here at about 40,000. What do you think? Let's call it 35. All right, we'll meet in the middle. Good, 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 good. I will have my attorney draw up the paperwork, send that over to you, and then at this point, you're free to get things going. Well, I will. I'll see you around. Take care. Okay, on to the homestead. I imagine Kevin is working up there at this point. I'd be surprised if he isn't. He's got that big new field. I know it's not quite ready yet, but I'm sure he'll get the rest of that taken care of today. And I'm probably going to end up working the sawmill today. That's going to be kind of important. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I told you Kevin be working the field today. Look at that. There he goes. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So I'm sure you could tell Lisa got her car back. The shop got her all fixed up. Maybe that's why she was late today picking it up. I don't know. I try not to think about it. Now what? Good morning. What can I do for you, sir? Oh, how so, Sheriff? What seems to be the problem? Well, we're not dumping chemicals in the lake, Sheriff. Well, he's spreading fertilizer on the field. Okay. I doubt it, sir. The plants kind of use all the chemicals. Like, well, you have the water tested? Like, well, oh, okay. Well, then how do you expect me to farm? Okay, sir. Well, I guess I'll see what I can do about that. I'm trying to be respectful, officer. I will get on that right away. I don't know what his problem was. I'll probably never know what his problem was. But good Lord Almighty. Really? Is that how this day is going to bloody go? Is that how this day is going to bloody go? Oh, really? Yo, Kevin. Did you see the sheriff? Apparently, the town council has decided that we can't use chemicals on our fields because they're afraid we're polluting their precious lake. They don't know if we are or not, but they think we are. So you gotta stop with the fertilizer, and I don't know what we're gonna do. I hope you can come up with some creative solutions, because without herbicide and fertilizer and whatever else we need, surely they don't mean lime. They better not bloody mean lime. Anyway, we're gonna have to find another way to get these fields fertilized for now, and a different way to keep the weeds down. I don't know what to tell you, bud, but pack it up. In fact, I would say, why don't you go over to the shop? Just park the fertilizer spreader. You run over to the shop and see if they have any recommendation. That could work. I mean, our cows don't produce enough, but Hugo has way more than he can ever use. I mean, our cows don't even produce enough to take care of the greenhouses. So, yeah, go see what they've got their hands on over there, and it's at least a start. All right, bud. It's going to be one of those. This is exactly the kind of crap that I left civilization for to begin with. These constant intrusions, the constant people having their little feelers hurt, or whatever you want to call it. That's exactly why I left civilization to begin with. You know what I mean? I came up here to prove myself. I came out here to have a place where I could be free and do what I wanted to do. Not hurt anybody, just do my own thing. And lo and behold, what happens? What always happens? Civilization encroaches and life becomes miserable because other people think they know what's best for you. And that's the thing that I have a hard time dealing with, is other people who think they know exactly what you should be doing, when, where, what, why, and how. Yeah, Kevin, what'd you find out? Okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just got to the sawmill. I guess I gotta go back. Well, you're on the account down there, so you do what you think is right. That sounds good. Okay. All right. I will go take care of that. Yeah, I'll see you back there at some point. All right. Later. So, Kevin had asked me, and I totally forgot. Ugh, Harv. The sheriff kind of threw me off, and I'm actually really annoyed by this now. Really annoyed. Kevin had asked me to mix some TMR and feed the cattle, and especially now that he's got to deal with the shop and everything that's going on, he's really not going to have time for it. So I've got to go back to the homestead and make some TMR and get the cattle fed up. And in fact, you know, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay. There's a few other chores I've got to take care of before I can start taking care of any kind of timber. And I do have a plan for timber now. Kevin and I have discussed a couple of things. I'm not going to put the cart in front of the horse, but we do have a bit of a plan for the timber. And you know, another progression, I guess you could call it. And of course, what I need is not here because it's over at the cattle. You know, nah, I better just take the Ford. The filthy Ford. I like the Ford though. It's one of my favorites. So I need to clear a new area for another one of Kevin's plans. Well, it was initially my plan, and I kind of put it on the back burner, both physically and mentally. So much so that I completely forgot that I was going to do it. But yeah. So I need to clear a spot or start clearing a space for that. Like I said, I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. Not at all. Alright, I don't want to leave this open completely, because these guys will find their way out if I... Well, no. I mean, I never had gates on them before, so why would they... Well, maybe the sheep. We didn't have sheep in there before. Oh, what the heck. So, you all might recall, a while back we did some sugar beets. And I still have all those sugar beets. I haven't ever done anything with them. And of course, you know, originally this was the homestead. It was just to keep me going. And now, because that's not really that big of a concern anymore, Kevin's viewing it more like a money-making industrial operation. Of course, he came from Shellington, Harv's Helping Hands, and that was the goal there, was to make some money and pay off medical bills and all that stuff. Well, you know, he's working on that premise, which is fine. I mean, hence the big field. But it means other considerations, and I talked about at one point possibly making sugar. And so Kevin wants to start progressing along the lines of producing that sugar. In fact, you know, we take a lot of our milk and eggs over to the cake shop. And of course, it's a cake shop, so they're going to go through a lot of sugar, and they would be happy to get, you know, sugar from a local source. That's kind of been their thing all along. That's why they were buying milk and eggs, because they wanted locally sourced produce. And if we could locally source the sugar, we can do that too. And you know, that's the premise that Kevin is working toward, and I don't see why not. So I got to clear a spot for some sugar. Alright, you guys work and play well with me now. Be kind to Harv. I just got to figure out where. Probably not too close to the lake, because, well, we've already had enough trouble just farming crops, apparently. Benny Dobin. Sheriff. Whatever. I could think of a few other choice words at this point. Okay, he's just doing it. Although he was kind of weird, don't you think? Like, he was taking offense at things that shouldn't have been offensive. I thought I was being respectful. Who knows? Some people are just super touchy. Overly paranoid. psychotic, neurotic. I hope he's not watching this. Yes, I hope he's not watching. Alright, I think one more load of TMR should keep our cattle well fed for a good little while. Now that wasn't exactly cheap. Looks like Kevin made a purchase and they deducted it from the bank account. Not cheap at all. Whew. Well over $20,000. These people are killing me. They're killing me, Smalls. They're killing me. Kind of like this gate. Open, close, open, close, open, close. I think I'll pull into the cattle feed the right way this time, though. If the sheep would stay out of the water basin. Get out of the water. Good Lord. Oh well. There, that's better. That seems to be working much better. Anyway, Kevin has a solution. Like I said, Pierre or Hugo, not Pierre, although sometimes they're one and the same. It seems like Hugo has way more manure than he can ever use, and I bought it from him before, so that shouldn't be a problem. In fact, look at that. Kev's back already. That guy does not waste time. He does not waste time at all. I don't know how much he's going to need, and I hope he doesn't have to run. We might just have to go buy some loads from Hugo and store them. We'll see. Maybe we can get some kind of manure bunker or something put in. One way or another, this thing is going to work. That's all there is to it. Of course, now they're going to, you know, complain about the smell. And yeah, I'm going to fill up this TMR mixer one more time so it's stored over there and ready this time instead of sitting there empty doing nothing. It can at least hold on to a batch of TMR until we're ready for it, right? Abso-flogging-lutely. Come on, Kevin, work that field, brother. Yeah, what am I talking? Yeah, what am I talking about? His work ethic puts me to shame sometimes. Seriously. Okay. I'm gonna go drop off this this TMR, put it back where it belongs. I need to make a quick trip down to the thing down there. The farm market. Pick up a piece of equipment, bring it back up here. I'm going to load up some... Oh, easy, killer. Easy. I'm going to load up some wool, drop that off at the church. And then hopefully I'll have time to start working on some timber. I almost need to hire more people, don't I? Keeping track of the town, taking care of Lisa Helen's business, although that's going to be sorted out here before too much longer. Oh, that reminds me. I got to call my attorney and have him draw up the paperwork for that. For that little... Yeah, the horses look good. They got plenty of water for right now. Plenty of feed. And I'm sure they got plenty of straw too. I think they're much happier over here as well. Yeah, I need to have my attorney draw up that paperwork so we can get Lisa Helen squared away. She can get her whoever she's going to have work on it. I'm not telling anything to Pierre. Just because I don't think he needs that level of drama in his life. Look out, Mr. Sheep. I've already bumped into too many of you today. Alright, hopefully these guys will stay out of my way so I can load this stuff up. And I realized I have this was one of my all-time first pieces of equipment. I brought this with me when I moved up here. Sold it. Actually sold it. and then ended up, I'll put those ramps, thank you, ended up buying it back. This is one of the first pieces of equipment that I had to get the homestead started. I was loading logs with this thing, amongst other things. It was quite the go-to, I have to say. Let's see if we can push these together. Oh, you're gonna make things difficult on me? Is that what you're gonna do? Fine. I'll do it the easy way. There we go. That ought to help. Those aren't exactly light, but I don't remember, if you recall, exactly how much cotton we got off of that one little field that I planted, but it wasn't much. It wasn't much at all, actually. Probably not much more than the wool that these sheep have managed to produce for us. And all I got to do is give them some hay once in a while, make sure they're looked after, and we're good to go. That ought to do. That ought to do. Yeah, and as long as I do that, it looks like we got 3 good pallets of wool. And you know, I think I'm going to load this one sideways right here on the front. That way I can just get this thing, the John Deere skid steer, right back on there, and then I've got a tool to unload. And I think I'll just keep the John Deere right up here at the farm from now on. Makes sense to me. What about you? Yep, that works. Just about like so. A little too far, darn it. It's alright, it should be okay. There we go. Yeah, that's not too shabby. It looks like Kevin got into the grass field. That little itty bitty dinky winky grass field. I guess that means the soybeans are done though. There we go. That'll do. That will do. Get our pallet strapped in. Try not to run over too many sheep. Oh, look at that. We missed them. You about done there, Kevin? Looks like you're wrapping up on that. Woo! The homestead got stanky. Yeah, that's a that's a little ripe. It's okay. It's all right. It is what it is. Okay, here we go. Oops, forgot to. Yep, there we go. This is so much nicer. So much nicer than dealing with the cotton. Pick up a little wool, bring it on over, do what I got to do, drop it off. Yeah. And after this little foray, you know, first time's a charm and all. Well, first time's not necessarily a charm, but clear the ramps, clear the ramps. I'm just going to stick it right here. They can do whatever they want with it after that, but there we go. They can stick it wherever they want it. And considering the hassles that these town folks have given me, I'm not going to let that keep me from, you know, helping the needy. Not at all. But considering the hassles that these town folks have given me, they can kind of stick it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know you know what I mean. There we go. Okay. Let's get back to the homestead. Then I can get back to the sawmill and start doing some timber cutting. I need to find a place to start clearing for. I mean, I need to keep the sawmill up and running anyway. They had plenty of timber from just the stuff I hauled in after clearing the roads and whatnot. But I need to get some timber back into the sawmill, and I also need to clear a spot for Kevin so he can do his thing. Those two will go nicely hand in hand. And you know, I think I can manage that. I just need to decide, especially after the hassle I've just gotten from these folks. Do I even want them to know it's there? Should I put it back into the forest so nobody can see it? The sheriff comes around, because oh my gosh, now there's going to be potentially some industry, some sugar processing. I don't know. We'll work it out. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Off the Grid. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. As always, I very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, take care.